Maybe I'm crazy, but I was wrong about the Eagles.
What was that?
I was wrong about the Eagles.
Joy, I don't want to be annoying today. Just Nick Foles' happiness is in my ear. Say it one more time.
I was wrong about the Eagles.
Oh, God.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast.
Hey.
I'm Joy Taylor, that's Brandon Newman. He's not actually an Eagles fan. He's just wearing a Eagles jersey to gloat, which is fine. I can eat crow today. It's fine.
I'm a fan of good football.
Oh, you're a fan of good football.
I am a fan of the Lord Jesus Christ, who Nick Foles is also a big fan of.
He is a big fan of.
Carson Wentz is also a big fan of. I'm just saying, like, we have our connections.
They did have that connection on their side. I will give you that. I've mentioned many times, I feel like the Belichick has the deal with the devil. Mm-hmm. What can beat the devil? Only the Lord. Yeah. And that seemed to be what happens on Super Bowl Sunday. So it's my day to eat crow. When you make aggressive picks, sometimes you're right, and then you get to be annoying for a year, and sometimes you're wrong, and then you apologize, and then we move on. I know Philly fans were very upset with me for saying that they had no chance in the Super Bowl, but that's what I believed, and I'm not backing off of that. Although, I did say that they had the better overall team. I just said I'm going with Tom Brady because he is Tom Brady. And by the way, he's still Tom Brady. He was unbelievable in that game, threw for more yards than any quarterback in playoff history of the whole NFL ever. So he's pretty good. It's pretty good. He still made some mistakes, which is fine. I'm sure he will be readily admitting that on Tom vs. Time episode 6, which I'm waiting patiently for. We would like to add that Super Bowl footage in there, and let's roll that on out, Tom. You can eat crow like the rest of us. But yeah, I was wrong. I can admit that.
Good. I'm glad. I to be honest with you, I don't know how to navigate this space. I obviously don't want to alienate you too much. This is new for you being right. Yeah, and I also I said by 10. I said the Eagles by 10 when we did our Facebook Live, our Instagram Live. I was right.
No. You don't get the kind of like you were kind of right because you got the score right for 2 minutes in the game or whatever. And yes, I know we did the math. What is the math?
7 minutes.
For 7 minutes, you were right. You want credit for that?
7 minutes and 20 seconds.
You want credit for that? If that's what we're gonna start doing, this is gonna get very ugly.
And if you want to get a pat on the back.
All right, let's stay on track. All right, you were right about the game.
Yes.
Which is maybe the first thing you've been right about since we started doing the podcast, but it's fine.
Once in a blue moon.
It's fine. Mm-hmm. Congratulations to Philadelphia. Congratulations to our producer John Hill.
Yes.
Who is from Abington? Or is it Abington?
Abington.
It's Abington. And congrats to my dear friend Brittany, who is from Philadelphia. She's one of my best friends, and I FaceTimed her after the game to congratulate her.
Shouts out, Brittany.
So,
1 T or 2 T's?
I'm a good friend, and I feel like I'm a good person for that because I was wrong about my pick, and that bothers me when I'm wrong because it's very rare. It's not something I experience a lot, so I have to absorb it. What? I think I deserve credit for that.
I'm going to lay out. We got a long podcast in front of us.
Fine. Anyway, overall, game was amazing, though. Mm-hmm. And just to be clear, and I didn't do this on purpose, but this just happens to be a shirt.
You accidentally put that shirt on the day we're doing the podcast?
I needed a T-shirt. I was like, I'll take this T-shirt. Just,
Okay.
I'm not a Patriots fan. So everyone got very confused about that because I picked the Patriots. I didn't want the Patriots to win. It was just what I thought was going to happen. Yeah. Tom Brady has made my life miserable, just like all of yours, for a very long time. Mm-hmm. So it's what the world wanted. The entire world was Philadelphia Eagles fans for a day, which really, considering Philadelphia and their sports fans, is incredible that happens. Don't get used to it, Philadelphia. They're right off the bandwagon. Trust me on that one. But everyone was, of course, rooting against the evil empire. Mm-hmm. And it was great to see. It was great to see all the famous Will Smiths and the Kevin Hart we'll get to later, and Kobe Bryant's and Bradley Cooper's of the world and all the Philadelphia fans. And what's that old guy's name?
Which one?
I remember Millie's
Robert
name.
De Niro?
No, the guy who's like 100 years old that kept showing. Gosh, darn it! Can we Google that? Yeah. Anyway, congrats to him. That's nice. Yes. I like those things.
Oh yeah, the real old fan.
Yes, the real old fan. They showed a bunch. Phil. Congrats to you, Phil.
Shouts out Phil from Philly.
Yeah, it was nice for Phil. Mm-hmm. And congrats to Meek, who got a lot of love on Sunday, which we'll get to also. But I thought it was exactly what the NFL needed. All season long, I've been talking about how they have got to rebrand themselves. There was a ton of nonsense that went on all year long. And I thought really, ironically, the team, imagine this, a team with the most outspoken players about the NFL protests happened to win the Super Bowl. So I guess karma took a day off.
I like that.
I had to work that way.
You sipped your tea in.
What?
You had to sip your tea while you were doing that.
It's coffee, but yeah. I was, I needed a sip because I was getting parched from all the shade I was throwing on all the people that think that they know what karma is. They say you're kneeling for the national anthem, so you're going to lose. Well, they didn't. They didn't lose. Malcolm Jenkins is a Super Bowl champion this year, so
and he's not going to the White House.
Do a little thing called a Googling and do some research. That's not how it works. Anyway, it was the 10th most watched TV event in history.
Dang.
That can't be right.
Top 10.
That can't be right. Okay, so top 10 most watched TV event in history. So the NFL's doing okay still. So it's going to survive. Over 100 million people watch, 106 million to be specific. That's a lot of people. I can't count that high, and I'm sure most of you can't either. So people are still going to watch the NFL despite everything that happened this year, which I feel like I predicted. It's going to be all right.
Yes.
And the biggest thing, and it really came from the beginning, and we were talking about this in our Instagram Live. Go follow all of our pages, by the way, at Maybe.
Yeah, go
at
do
Maybe
that.
I'm Crazy Pod
Yes.
on the socials. It felt like a culture war from the very beginning. Because forget the fact that the entire world wanted the Patriots to lose, right? You got the Eagles coming out, hype to Meek Mill.
Woo. Dreams and nightmares.
Amazing. It's really actually amazing that even got approved. Somebody wasn't paying attention, which I'm great with.
Yeah.
I was hyped. And then you've got the Patriots coming out to Ozzy Osbourne, which was so predictable. So from the very beginning, of the game, it had that feel to it. And I don't know about everybody else, but that was incredible. There was no defense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Literally, there was one sack in the entire game.
Sack.
No defense whatsoever, despite the fact that that was the Eagles' identity all year. Nick Foles is a Super Bowl champion, so Kyrie Irving is right. The earth is flat, and it flipped over.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
And I felt great for Nick Foles, actually. And I take back what I said about Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz seems like a nice boy. He seems very happy.
Doesn't he, Joy?
Yeah.
He's happy for Nick Foles. He's happy for his football team.
I only 99.9% believe what I'm saying because I'm still reserving the 1%. I can't put faith in anything in this world. There's still like this tiniest little twinge that I still think he was like a little jealous. But overall, he seems like very gracious and he handled it very well. I'm sorry, John. Was that mean?
No.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You'll come to the light.
Okay. They all seemed very nice, but overall, it was a great thing for the NFL. It was the perfect outcome. Down goes the evil empire. Philadelphia gets their first Super Bowl. Then they tear apart the city, which we'll also get to in a few minutes. I felt good about it. Now, what happens now? So obviously, it's a quarterback controversy, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Nick Foles is going to get traded. He's going to make a bajillion dollars, which is what he deserves. He deserves for someone to risk their jobs on him.
It's their jobs. He just won a Super Bowl.
Yes, with a very, very good team around him. I don't want to break down Nick Foles right now, all right? Like, Nick Foles is on top of the world. Let him have his moment. I don't want to break it down. It doesn't matter because we all know Carson Wentz has that job, all right? So let's not all get funny here, okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right, let's just...
It is a quarterback controversy,
Let's not all do
though.
that thing where we pretend like Carson Wentz isn't going right back into the starting position the millisecond that he is available. And then you have Nick Foles, who someone will trade an insane amount of things for, as they should, and he will go get a starting job, which he deserves, and he very much earned. He's a Super Bowl MVP. There's nothing negative to say about it. I'm just saying this is a reality. Let's all function in reality for 5 seconds. It's very difficult for me, I know. Also, I'm a crazy person. It's like there's alternate realities. But right now, we all know that that's what's happening. So that aside, the Patriots are actually the ones who I'm more concerned about because I really felt like, well, I was 100% confident that they were winning this game. And the outcome, if they won this game, is Tom Brady is unequivocally the greatest. And then, I mean, he's like 1A to Jordan, which he may still be, but...
Not after that pass, Joy.
I still haven't... What?
Not after that botched catch by Tom Brady. He's not an athlete.
We're going to get into that in a second, okay? Michael Jordan is the most dominant athlete of all time, the greatest athlete of all time. He's forever, okay?
Yes.
I'm a zealot. I used to rewatch Jordan games on VHS. I know the outcome, okay? I'm sick. All right, so you don't have to pitch me on Michael Jordan here. I'm just saying that, he lost to Eli Manning twice and now Nick Foles, who's a career backup quarterback. Now, again, I think the Eagles were overall a better team, and the New England defense was abysmal. I just think there's so much happening with New England, and leading up to the game, there was a lot happening. There were leaks coming out about problems with Belichick and Brady and Bob Kraft, and obviously the Jimmy Garoppolo situation, and it's off brand, and that worries me. not that I care, obviously, but I'm saying like that is a concern if you're a Patriots fan. There are things happening that are not normal there. Yeah. The ego that has been trapped inside of the three of them for almost 20 years is obviously scraping to escape. It's a difficult thing.
It's just the beginning of the end. All these empires come to
every
an end.
empire falls.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is. And to me, this feels like the first little brick sliding out of the fortress.
It's a big brick.
There's a lot. There's a lot happening. First of all, Josh McDaniels, I have no comments on that. Jeez. Matt Patricia is with the Lions.
Hate it.
You hate that?
Can I get my Matt Patricia take out of the way?
Yes.
If it wasn't for the popularity of Barstool Sports, and shouts out to everyone over there, they're doing really great things.
If
it wasn't for part of my take and Barstool Sports popularity, Matt Patricia would not be in a position to get a head coaching job. Well, he's the ultimate like frat boys head coach.
Have a scratch.
You all right?
How'd I get that? I'm very clumsy. These things just get bruises, and I would agree with that because he has a look. He's got a look.
Yes. Just like I don't care.
And there's a lot of Patriots fans over there, so they kind of embrace their guy, which I get it. By the way, his look, does it change now that you're head coach? What do you do?
Matt Patricia's look?
Can you wear the back? Can you be backwards hat guy?
Does he own a suit?
What is he gonna wear a suit on the sideline? You don't have to think. You don't have to wear to a presser. I feel like he's a sweater guy.
Yeah. He's not going to dress well. He's going to dress like Bill Belichick. Always.
Well, who cares what you wear on the sideline? Obviously, Bill Belichick wears a cutoff hoodie. It's insanity. But to like the dress up things, I'm more talking about the hat. What does he do with the hat situation? Does he wear fedoras?
And people don't. There's a lot of people that don't like backwards hats.
People get
Boston.
very offended by backwards hats. Yeah. It's an aggressive look.
Yeah, and pencils in the ear.
Are you serious? Can I take you serious with your backwards hat? I don't know.
He'll be fine in Detroit.
These are the Lions' problems now. Yeah. But Belichick just lost both of them. Mm-hmm. And look, it's a Belichick system. You can look at what we're not going to get into what happened with all the coaches that left Bill Belichick, but not a lot of success in that string. All right, That's not how it works. So that's gone. So they're going to have to rebuild that situation. And now let's get to this Malcolm Butler situation, which I don't know what's happening. What's happening with this? What happened? What did Malcolm Butler do to get benched? No one knows. Was he smoking weed? No one knows.
Violations of team policy.
Okay, fine. All right.
Very blanketed.
We're going to find out what happened one way or another. All right.
Sure.
So it's just a waiting game at this point. But with the information that we have now, he was bad in practice. I don't know why that matters. Honestly, I have no idea why that matters. He played 98% of the defensive snaps for the Patriots this year. The most of anyone on
That's the majority.
That's high. It's a high percentage, yes. Mm-hmm. Out of 100, very close to almost all.
Very close.
And he's benched for having a bad practice. I don't know why that matters. Who cares? That's what you have practice for. To quote Eric Mangini on Undisputed today, I don't want to steal his material, but that's what you practice for.
Yeah.
So who cares if you had a bad practice? We've already seen what you can do. And then he was sick. Okay, Get over it. Jordan flu game, man. Pink sang the national anthem with the flu. I don't hear about your complaining. Why does that matter? To me, he must have done something so outrageous. And for either everyone, he's been very apologetic and everyone's just trying to keep it quiet because he's a free agent and they don't want to mess his money up.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but he was missed. And you can't argue that he wasn't.
No. Yeah.
Because if he played 98% of the defensive snaps and then he didn't play any and you put up over 600 yards in offense and still lost the game, something's not adding up here. So that's a Bill Belichick call. And to me, this is what I struggle with because I don't believe in rules in general.
Right. Suggestions.
Rules are more of like a suggestion to me. Yes. I don't know. I'm gonna ask.
I'm in the same camp.
I'm gonna ask for forgiveness and ask for permission in person.
Right.
I feel like that's just
I don't even ask for forgiveness. It's just like I did this.
You're right. Sometimes I ask for forgiveness if it's necessary. But I usually knew that I was breaking a rule when I did that.
Right.
But I don't believe in rules. But I'm also not in charge of a group of men. Mm-hmm. So maybe if I was, then I would have rules. So where do you bend the rule? Like, it's the Super Bowl. This is a guy that you obviously need. I think you gotta suck it up and start him. I think if you don't want to start him, sit him out for a series. But you can't just not play this guy.
Yeah. No. So my a buddy of mine who played for the Patriots won a Super Bowl with him. His mom started popping up on Twitter about Malcolm Butler, and you love when the moms come out. She's like, Belichick's always had a short leash for non-drafted guys, no matter how well they perform for them on the field. The rules are different for players that are non-drafted on the Patriots, and he was showing example to the rest of the team through benching Malcolm Butler. That's what the mother of the former player is saying.
Okay, I mean, I don't want to come from Mama. Obviously, right, like that's her son. She's free to say whatever she wants. What I will say about that is, them's the breaks, man. Like people get different rules. When you matter more, you get different rules. You're afforded different luxuries than other people. It's performance and tolerance, and if your performance is high, then the tolerance for your nonsense is high. If it's not, then guess what? It's not.
98% of snaps, though, Joy. Like
this is what I'm saying. I'm struggling with this because if I'm in Bill Belichick's shoes, well, the Patriots are not going to be 5-time Super Bowl champions for sure. But I think you just got to eat it in that spot and then cut him after the game. Like that's what you got to do. What's on the line here? That's really what matters to me. And throwing that curveball, it's obvious like that he was crying. During America the Beautiful, we thought it was like. He was just like so happy with the rendition of Leslie Odom Jr.
Just loves America.
Yeah, he does. And apparently not. He just likes playing football a lot, and he got told at the last second that he wasn't going to play. So I don't know. To me, like that's going to be a big debating point, and I guess we'll find out what it was. If it was something that egregious, I kind of hope for Belichick's sake it was something insane, because if it's not, that's going to be hard to wiggle your way around with fans and with the team.
You thought Belichick wasn't going to retaliate to having to trade Jimmy G? Like, he's pissing Bob Kraft off.
So you think Belichick purposely threw the game? This is what we're talking about now?
I'm not throwing the game, but he's clearly letting Bob Kraft know that he is the head coach of this football team. Even in the Super Bowl, he'll make decisions that Bob Kraft wouldn't exactly agree with.
Well, I don't know that Bob Kraft is in the situation to make a call whether Malcolm Butler should start or not, but and how that's going to affect the defense. But overall, I understand what you're saying, but if it wasn't something that egregious and it ended up affecting the defense in the way that it appears that it did, because we have the outcome and we have that decision, and you won all the way through the playoffs with him playing and through the regular season. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with it. But overall, biggest takeaway from the game was that I was wrong. Congratulations to the Eagles and Philly fans. And Nick Foles is going to make a lot of money, as he deserves. Carson Wentz is going to be the starter in Philadelphia next year, and I think that there are going to be a lot of moves with the Patriots. And, this is the one thing. This is the tiniest little thing. This is the last thing.
Listening.
I'm still afraid of the Patriots voodoo. I still fear it. I don't fear a lot of things in this world, but Patriots voodoo is strong.
So everyone's talking about this.
Yeah, so I want to say I'm willing to say there's one brick out of the fortress, like one brick of Rome has been removed with this loss, but. I'm not quite ready to jump. Like, I'm putting my pinky toe in to test the temperature of the water of maybe this is the last Super Bowl they get to.
Woo!
I don't know, but
as a group,
it kind of.
So the AFC isn't there yet.
Like when you walk in a room and you're like,
yes.
Oh, I thought I smelled something. That's kind of what it's like.
I will go on board with saying last Super Bowl they're not going to win another Super Bowl in this era, but
they'll get back.
I think they'll get back there.
Guess what? Shocker! They're the favorites to win the Super Bowl next year.
But you look at Eagles. If they trade Nick Foles, they're going to get more pieces to that team with Carson Wentz.
The Eagles are legit. The Eagles are legit.
They could pick up Case Keenum as their backup. They could.
Yeah, that's possible. They have a problem. Quarterback controversy in Minnesota.
Hey.
Love quarterback controversies. By the way, also big win for the culture. Big win for the culture.
Meek, white guys wearing Free McMill jerseys? It's a win.
Amazing.
Who knew 2018 would come so soon?
Oh, finally. We're so done with 2017. Bye-bye. Girl, bye.
In or out? Are we in or out? Bam! I don't know the words of that song. After winning their first Super Bowl, the people in Philly decided the one thing left to do is destroy their city and burn it to the ground. Eagles fans flipped over cars, ate horse poop, climbed up light poles. I said set fires. Joy, are you in or out on Philly fan reactions to the Super Bowl?
All right. So in normal situations, you would say act like you've been there before, right?
Right.
But they haven't. So you can't say that. this was look. The scene in Philadelphia was insane, and I'm jealous. Obviously, like the Dolphins are never winning a Super Bowl as long as I'm alive. Which not because I'm alive. Yes. So just to be clear, but because they are the Dolphins, right. That's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. Which is why I also root for the Steelers, because I need some hope in my life.
Yeah, you need to win.
Yes. I can't live my life that way. But I felt really good for Philadelphia fans. I'm sure the scene on Broad Street was insane and super fun, and they're happy. And you know what? If you want to burn Philadelphia to the ground because of your happiness, it's weird, but okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with how people celebrate as long as they don't hurt other people. Not so much into damaging property.
What about yourself?
But it's not my property, so I'm kind of being phony there because I actually really don't care. But the biggest thing about these scenes is like, okay, if you want to riot, which let's call it what it is, you're rioting. Yes. When you're carrying a keg over City Hall gates, you're tearing down the awning outside of the Ritz and doing. Just for pause, let's just stop down for a second. Okay, I just need to make a note so I remember to get back to where I am here. Okay, what are you doing the trust fall?
I think that's the one thing I would have participated in.
Well, that would be stupid because no one is going to catch you, Brandon. You're going to die.
People were catching. People wouldn't have been on the awning if people wasn't catching people, Joy.
No, they weren't catching people. They were dying. What do you mean? You're falling backwards into a sea of people who are cheering you on to do something stupid. You're not going to. What are you falling on? I'm not catching you.
I see people. It's called crowd surfing.
No, crowd surfing is jumping from this table onto hands that are right here. Okay, so it's like the table's here, the crowd is here. You're jumping at parallel to the ground where there are people underneath you. Okay, that's crowd surfing. What this man did was jump off of an awning below. The people who are under him are going to be crushed. This is nonsense.
You flipped me on this one.
Oh, I logically talked you through why it's a bad idea to jump off of an awning into a group of people?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure that guy's regretting it now. But anyway, I had to stop down for that. More importantly, if you're going to riot and burn your city down, which you have every right to do because it's Philadelphia and Philly fans don't care what anyone thinks.
Right.
Okay. I don't want to hear from you when people are rioting about things that actually matter. That's it. I don't want to hear from you. Okay, you get to go in the room with everybody else that was rioting and sit on your hands and keep your opinions to yourself. Because if you're going to burn your city down, and this goes for everyone that burns their city down and flips cars and tears up other people's property and whatever over a team winning, you have the right to do that. Okay, and you also have the right to be arrested for it. But you have the right to do that, and you can eat horse poop and do whatever you want with your life. All right, it's your life. You do what you want with it. But I don't want to hear from you when real bleep goes down and people are upset and they're rioting. I don't want to hear from you. You get over there.
That's fair. That's a fair argument. I'm not doing either because it's like there's too many people.
I don't like people either.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't participate in it. I make my decisions in life based off how many people are going to be there.
That's amazing. That's
how many people
smart.
are going to be there? How much human to human interaction am I going to have to deal with?
I will say this though.
Are there going to be strangers touching me? I've got to be in the mood for these things. It's important. And now because I'm older, the thing about it is, so my niece is having a bachelorette party coming up in the summer.
Oh wow!
That I have to go to.
How old is
your
niece?
She's 26.
Okay.
Yeah, she's old enough.
Yeah.
So she's having a bachelorette party, and I immediately responded with, "Okay, I'm coming, but I'm old now. So first of all, I need my own bed. So don't get into no funny business. All right,
yes.
I'm gonna need my own bed. There will be no participating in the sharing of the bed. Okay,
no. I
will need my own bed, and I'm willing to pay for that.
Right.
Also, any way that we can upgrade this situation, let me know. I'm happy to pay for it.
Right.
I'm happy to pay. Just throw it on the credit card. Whatever's gonna make my experience with this like more comfortable. Mm-hmm. I am willing to take care of it.
I was thinking about it. As I'm getting older, the biggest thing that's changing is I'm too old and make too much money to be inconvenienced for too long.
Well, I don't make too much money. I definitely don't make too much money.
Neither do I. But when it comes to either bunking up with 6 guys in one hotel room or me searching real hard for Airbnb 30 minutes away.
Oh yeah, yeah. The 30 minutes is, yes, 100%. It's less about the money situation.
Right.
Like, if it puts me in a bind for the next month or whatever, like, it's worth it to me.
Right.
My comfort, it comes first over everything else that's happening. That's the number one thing. So I made that very clear to my nieces, and I love them, and I stand by that. We're going to upgrade every experience possible that keeps me from having to interact with other people, especially because we're going to Nashville. So it's just the bars
Vegas.
and the people are like, I've never been there, but I'm imagining that there's bars with a lot of people.
Yeah, cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Shirts tucked in.
Yeah, we're gonna need our own space.
Pants.
I need my own space in places like that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, like I need a little seat, somewhere to put my drink. Can't be bothered. All right, moving on. What's the next thing?
Okay, next. Thank God the game was so great because this year's Super Bowl commercials were not. The average price for a 30-second ad during the Super Bowl cost around $5 million. We talked a lot about this off air.
I would think it was more than that, actually.
Really? For 30 seconds? $5 million? Or $5 million?
It's 100 million people.
30 seconds.
I don't know.
And people wasted their money?
I don't think, if you want 100 million people to see your ad, then no, it's not a waste of money.
It's insane that you think that's not a lot of money. Moving on. Joy. Get to the question. Are you in or out on this year's Super Bowl commercials?
Very out. They were not elite at all. I look forward to the Super Bowl commercials because first of all, the problem is now a lot of the Super Bowl commercials get leaked before, or not even leaked, like they get put out before the Super Bowl
on YouTube.
So I see them on YouTube or on Facebook, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I've now seen it.
Right.
So I don't get the initial reaction of the fun of it anymore. And I just felt like nothing moved me. The Doritos commercial was good.
Which one?
With Morgan Freeman and Peter Dinklage.
Oh yeah, Peter killed that.
Yeah,
Morgan.
Peter was amazing.
Morgan could have.
Hold your tongue.
I didn't even know she said ice during that song. The Missy Elliott song. By the way, you and Missy Elliott 5 for 2. It's great. You guys got a connection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Missy Elliott. I miss Missy Elliott so much.
She was just in a Super Bowl commercial.
I know, but like I just miss the days when Missy Elliott was like on the radio. You know,
there it goes. Oh, that's Tweet.
But Tweet was her. That is Tweet. But
Missy Elliott was all over that thing.
But Missy Elliott was Tweet. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. The other commercial was obviously that everyone was excited about was the Odell Beckham Jr. commercial, which who knew we were going to see any Giants near the Super Bowl. I had to work that joke, and it was just so smooth and good.
It is good.
But it was good. But Manning commercials are always great.
This one was different. A lot of people were involved in making this great. Usually it's only Peyton making it great, or Peyton and Eli making it great, which really is just Peyton making it great. This is Eli by itself making it great.
I liked it, but overall, those two good commercials didn't make up for the overall lackluster.
That Rams Dodge commercial, MLK, how dare they?
I don't want to talk about it.
How dare they?
I'm not even joking. I don't want to talk about it. I watched it. I let it wash over me, and I chose to I was very triggered, and I chose to let it wash over me and pass. So I've made peace with that in the only way that I can, which is to not talk about it.
Talk about making peace.
When I'm angry, I don't speak. You can't take it back.
You're angry. Oh.
See? Let's move on.
Okay. Yes. Justin Timberlake. Was about as entertaining as those commercials was during the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
JT, former member of the culture, RIP, is receiving a lot of hate for his lackluster performance and no nod at all to Janet Jackson whatsoever. Joy, are you in or out on Justin Timberlake's halftime performance?
Well, I was out on the performance before the performance even happened on the record if Janet wasn't going to show up.
Right.
Which we learned beforehand because Janet put out a statement that she wasn't going to be there, which I still kind of a little bit didn't believe.
Right. I'm still waiting for her to show up, actually.
Yeah, but she did not show up. Overall, not just Justin Timberlake, but the entire Super Bowl had this feel of like, let's not upset anybody who, has the initials DT on it. So let's keep everything really like vanilla in the middle. Let's not get anyone upset and tweeting about anything about how we're offended as a whole country. And
Donald.
I didn't say it. I'm just saying everything kind of felt like Kids' Choice Awards.
Yes.
So, which is fine. It's a family event, except for ain't never been like that before. So I don't know why we feel like we got to keep everybody happy now. But that's the PC culture that we live in because everybody gets a little upset when you do something controversial. And by the way, I did love the Prince. I did love the Prince tribute. Okay. It wasn't a hologram. it was by far the best part of that entire performance, and it was just because I got to hear a Prince song. So, like, I just got to remember the greatness of Prince. No, Cry Me a River, I was like, ooh, this was the jam. Oh, it's the jam. But the whole performance did nothing for me. I was unmoved.
It was just
the best part of the performance beside Prince was Freddie Mitchell with 2 phones.
Oh, yes. Shouts out to Freddie Mitchell. Go follow his Instagram story. It was lit. Lit.
He is living his best life.
He's getting it.
Here's the thing, though. You don't have to hold up 2 phones at the same time. You can just take the video on one phone, and then they have this text message saying you could send it to the other phone.
Do I have to tell you about angles?
Okay.
The importance of different angles.
I mean, you feel like he's editing it down, or he has 2 Snapchats.
I don't know what he's been up to. He might be really good at Premiere.
I don't know what Freddie's been up to either. But that was Prince was 1A, Prince was 1, Freddie was 1A, and everything else was under that. Overall, I found like 2 people other than my brother who will never say anything bad about anyone, and he also loves Justin. So
rightfully so. I love Justin Timberlake.
First of all, here's how you know Jason Taylor.
Shouts out.
Congratulations on the Hall of Fame. I love you. That performance wasn't that great because you got time to be on my Instagram live talking about how great it was. Why you got time? You're busy. You're at the Super Bowl living your best life. Right. No, you're on my Instagram. Why are you looking at my Instagram? Because that performance was not good. And listen, former member, so he, we used to love JT, but you gotta do something, JT. You gotta fix this rep. You gotta fix it. Fix it quick. Fix it and fix it quick. And that bandana. Right. The best part of it, the whole thing was the J's.
Yes, the J's, the bandana, and the tassels on the back of the leather jacket clashed. Not like a Lady Gaga good way.
Listen,
like
I really did not know what to expect from the performance.
Yeah.
But I think the start of it for me kind of just set the tone. I don't want to see a bunch of people's phones. A lot of comedians are doing that now, where they have like these pouches. I think Chris Rock just did one. When you show, Kevin Hart did it. He didn't have a pouch, but Kevin Hart just like kindly asked people not to record it.
Right.
And if you did get recorded, you would get tossed out with no refund. And a bunch of people got thrown out because they're like, rule breakers. But I wanted to watch the show, so I chose to follow that rule. But they give you pouches so you put your phone in and they lock it. So you get to keep your phone, but you can't take the phone out during the performance. And I appreciate that because it is annoying. It's fine. When I'm at places, I like to get a little video, for the search.
Yeah, for sure.
But if I'm at a basketball game, I'll just take a picture or do a little video and post it. I'm there. Okay? I'm there. I'm not going to sit there and watch 45 minutes of the basketball game on your Snapchat. So why are you even doing it? So you go to a concert and someone will hold their phone up and just be recording it. They sell it. You can just go buy a professional video of it. What are you going to do with this video? You're going to watch the concert back from way back in your seat on your stupid video? It ruins the experience for everyone else. And that is all I could think about when I'm watching Justin Timberlake up there doing a song I couldn't even hear because it was like...
Yes, thank you for that. No, I say this: how bad the performance was. The guy who took the selfie at the very end, you said you didn't want to talk about him. He literally posted it while JT was still over his shoulder singing. He was that little kid who took the selfie.
He was back. Called him a guy. He's a child.
Okay, he's a child. He had braces. Shouts out to braces. He was just sitting there. No, I want him so bad.
I didn't have braces either. I'm thinking about getting them.
I might get some.
Is that a look?
I got this Stop. We should get them together.
My best friend had actual braces for 5 years.
Shouts out to braces.
Through most of her 20s, actually. She did fine. She did well. She's still very pretty. So she did fine. But I just, that's the thing, I guess. I need to get them though. I have a snaggletooth. Right there.
Ooh, nice. It's sharp.
Yeah. I call it my fish snatching hook.
I
just put my head underwater and I catch fish with it.
I got a gap right here.
It gets caught in their gills and then I eat them like Gollum.
This is my Michael Strahan gap. It's just a little bit over to the right.
Yeah, it's right here. I see it.
It's fine.
Anyway, the kid with the braces.
Yes.
Yeah, he was unbothered. I don't even think he knew who Justin was.
He knew who Justin was.
He's like, oh, this is the guy that makes the song for the Trolls movie. I love that movie.
Sunshine in My Pocket song.
Yeah, that's a good song though. Got that sunshine.
Yeah, it's great for the Super Bowl in this climate. So fun
to watch. It's perfect for the Super Bowl in this climate, correct? Yeah, which is why that halftime show was whack. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. That's it.
Okay, moving on. Joy, your friend Rob Gronkowski
yes.
may be ready to hang it up. After the game, Gronk was asked about retirement, and he said, "I'm definitely going to look at my future for sure. I'm going to sit down the next couple weeks and see where I'm at." Joy, are you in or out on Rob Gronkowski retiring?
This actually kind of came as a surprise to me that he said that.
Yeah.
That you shouldn't say things right after a bad loss because you know it's emotional and people are going to hold you to it.
Right.
So I'm kind of going to chalk it up as that, as you know, he's down. It's after a Super Bowl loss, and that's why he's saying it.
But at the top of the quote, he says, "I don't know where you heard that," insinuating it was leaked.
Right.
Like he had been talking about it amongst the people around him.
Look, he's had
before
a lot of surgeries.
Yeah.
And he's not hurting for money. He's been, despite the fact that he has this well-earned party boy reputation,
right.
He's not bad with his money. So it's not like he's out here blowing it on stuff. Like, he's good with his money. He has had a lot of surgeries. I'm sure he's in a lot of pain. He's running around with that giant bionic arm thing all the time.
Man.
Yeah, I mean, look, whenever you're mentally done with a sport like football, you're done. Like people retire early. It's not. I mean, I think it would come as a shock because people look at him as still having many years left on his football career, and he's still so dominant. But if you're not feeling it, or you just can't, you don't have the energy to rehab all the time, which I'm sure he has to do from all of his injuries.
Right.
It's a lot. So I hope he doesn't retire, but if he's not feeling it anymore, it's what you got to do. It's too physical of a game to force yourself through it. That's when you really get hurt.
Yeah, when people start to, on the football field, show themselves getting out of character, obviously that late hit he had, it just seems like, even saying this about Gronk feels weird, but he wasn't all the way just locked in the entire season. Like this, he's like foot a little bit out the door. I hope he stays around. I want to see Gronk play football for as long as I want to see Tom Brady play football.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, I hope he's feeling okay. I'm going to give him a little time before I check on him.
Let's end on a fun note.
Okay.
Philadelphia native Kevin Hart was on one after the Eagles won the Super Bowl. He was admittedly drunk, dropped the F-bomb on live TV.
On NFL Network, yes.
Yes, and was seen trying to access the Super Bowl stage at the same time as the Lombardi Trophy was. Joy, are you in or out on Kevin Hart's Super Bowl antics?
First of all, Kevin Hart and I are spirit animals because that is 100% how I act when I'm really drunk. Like 100%. You want to know what the male version of Aunt Pam is? Yes. That is Kevin Hart.
Just like entitled.
Just not entitled. He's having the most fun ever.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
And yes, Drunk Joy believes she belongs wherever she feels like it. Okay. And yes, maybe Drunk Joy has told a bouncer or two where he can go. Okay. Because I want to go have a good time. Why are you stopping me from my fun? I mean, they did like a count video of how many drinks he had. That was a lot. I think I heard 11.
That's an edit though.
That's as an edit?
Well, it was like 3, 7, 11.
I mean, 7. Okay, stop at 7. Okay, 7 is a lot of liquor. That is a lot of liquor.
Especially up.
Kevin Hart is not a big man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's very true.
First of all, who gave you a microphone? Okay, that's not Kevin Hart's fault. At all. All right. No. Live television, you do not give an intoxicated person a microphone. How many times do we have to learn this?
Someone on the production staff definitely got to talk.
I mean, exactly. Yeah. You can't have people just walking up on live television.
Kevin Hart, Jumanji. What you got to say?
I saw Jumanji.
You did?
Yes.
Why?
Because I wanted to go to the movies, and that was out.
Have you not seen the first one?
Yes. I liked it. I don't care. I liked Jumanji. It was funny.
I'll watch it.
I thought it was funny. Anyway, I'm very in on all of it. He put a video on Instagram, which is very funny. And honestly, like the bouncer thing, once you watch the video he put on Instagram talking about it, it seems less controversial.
Right,
because he said that the bouncer, I'm calling him a bouncer, the security, for the Super Bowl stage, he's 4 times the size of Kevin Hart, told him, I know who you are. Like, I know that you're Kevin Hart, but I can't let you on stage. Yes. Which he is 100% right. People give security guys a hard time, me including.
Yes.
But here's the thing. They have a job to do. As long as you are not unreasonable, then that's fine. Like, you're just doing your job. That is your job, to be the security for the Super Bowl stage. Sure. Do you know how fired you are? Do you know what a disaster it would have been if they let drunk Kevin Hart on stage with Lombardi? He's grabbing the trophy. It's falling.
Someone got in.
Rolling off.
Somebody got in that guy's ear and was like, the Lombardi trophy is coming. And it's like,
he's stiff-arming Kevin Hart. It's the whole thing is great. I have no problem with anything Kevin did. Like, he's drunk. Of course, he's going to try and get on stage. He's partying. He's out of his mind. It's great. And the security guy did the right thing. 100%.
Yeah. I was a bouncer back in the day. I've bounced some Snoop Dogg concerts in South Bend, Indiana. And you know what? When you have a job to do, it doesn't matter who comes through that door.
You let people in with bad IDs, admittedly.
It was student IDs.
Yes.
Yes, and I couldn't see the date on the student ID. They don't keep them there. So come on in, enjoy. More merch.
Sounds like you were really good at your job.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. On to the petty report.
Can I complain really quickly?
Yes.
The petty report?
I try to cut you off
because we're going long. I know, but we're going long.
Bad at me.
No, the one place where I don't appreciate the extra security is the people that try and tell me that my carry-on luggage is too big. I'm sorry.
It's not.
I had to get it out. I've been fighting off complaining about airports on this podcast for a very long time.
Really?
Because I could really do at least a 45-minute podcast only on the things that I despise about airports and air
bonus
travel.
pod. I think we should do that.
And air travel. I'm happy to do it. From start to finish, just from the initial thought of air travel to getting to your destination, I can do an entire podcast on the things that irritate me from the thought of traveling until I get to my spot and back. There's that much content.
Packing too?
Everything. From the thought of booking the flight, from the process of booking the flight, the cookies, don't even get me started. But the one thing, the one security situation where I will complain about, and it's weird that I'm complaining about an airport, is don't tell me that my luggage is too big. It is not too big. It will fit in the overhead bin. And guess what? If it doesn't fit in the overhead bin, I will get to the gate and they'll tell me to check it. So it's going to get checked either way. All you're trying to do is get me for $25. It's not going to anyway, so let me keep my bag. All I'm going to do is take 3 things out of my bag and put it in my backpack. I'm going to get through security. I'm going to put the things back in the bag.
You literally sound like Ben Stiller on Meet the Fockers. Or Meet the Parents, I guess. That was the first one. It's my bag. It's my bag.
Yes.
Don't take my bag.
That's really how I feel about it.
You can
so
whip the bag out of my cold,
and every
dead
time,
hands.
Listen, and every time I have to remain calm because you can't flip out in an airport. Right. So I have to keep myself from losing my mind. It's very difficult. That takes a lot of energy out of me to keep myself from losing it.
You feel better?
Yes. Thank you for allowing me to do that.
Of
All
course.
right. Let's do petty report.
Let's do it.
And I won't back down.
Okay, so the Cavs are in disarray. How shocking. I feel like we say this every week. Cavs are in big trouble. They've lost 8 straight national television games, which prompted LeBron James to say that they shouldn't be on national television anymore.
That's what I thought.
Which is very meow. It's very meow out of the king.
How dare you, programming?
That's not going to happen, by the way. They're still going to get national television games, as they should. I mean, come on. They're 4.5 games ahead of 9th place in the East, which whatever. Look, it's going to be the Cavs. No matter how bad they are, it's going to be the Cavs and Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I feel better about saying that the Celtics are going to win the East, though. I don't look so crazy now.
Yes, but I'm your predictions looking kind of shaky nowadays. Just want to throw that out there.
What prediction?
No chance the Eagles win the Super Bowl, and something else about the Super Bowl and Tom Brady. Predictions are.
All right, I'm going to eat crow about the Super Bowl today. I was wrong about that. I was wrong.
What does this eat crow? What does that even mean?
It means eat crow. Like, it means if you say something, you go out on a limb and you say that you say something outrageous and you're wrong, and you have to eat crow.
What that means? When did that start? Why crow? What is it? What is this?
Because crow's disgusting.
Okay.
From what I hear.
All right.
Anyway, they lost 13 of their last 20 games. The other thing I said that remember when I said the Isaiah Thomas trade was going to go down as the worst trade in NBA history?
Yes. He came out, had that one good game right after he said that.
You're such a hater. Isaiah is amazing. Okay, cool. How's that working out, Cavs fans? Try to tell you. It's not your fault that you live in Cleveland. Anyway, the biggest part of all of this is that in a shocking turn, Dan Gilbert, being Dan Gilbert again, and LeBron and him are having trouble. Who could have seen this coming? I don't know. Maybe anyone who read the letter that Dan Gilbert so passionately wrote in Comic Sans and put out on the internet, slamming LeBron for going to Miami of his own free will. Grown man making his own decisions. Imagine that. Pfft, who does that?
Sure. I'm all in on beating up Dan Gilbert for the letter. Let's stop coming for Comic Sans, please. What? It's unheard for. They didn't come for you.
It's nonsense.
Just leave it alone.
Why does it even exist? I can't take any. How can you take anything serious written in Comic Sans?
I'm laying out, like I said.
The whole point of even mentioning Comic Sans is that he tried to roast LeBron in Comic Sans. is the most ridiculous font. Everyone knows that. It's ridiculous. You can't take anything seriously. Listen, LeBron is a better person than me. I will admit that. He is a better person than me because if someone roasts me in any capacity, if someone even mentions my name in a way that it displeases me, they are on the list forever. Okay? So that is a fact. That is an undisputed fact. They don't call me Queen Patty for nothing. I am very, very vengeful.
Is there a hierarchy on this list?
Oh, you think I'm kidding? I'm like Buscemi with the lipstick, okay? I take this very seriously. I am not playing. I am a slow kill. I am a slow kill. I am waiting for you at the end of time, all right?
Jesus.
I'm waiting. When we are 87 and I run into you, you're catching hands. It is, all right? On sight. On sight.
Sorry about that, guys.
This is not a game to me.
A lot of people crossed joy in the past. Listen, I'm sorry.
I'm happy to tell you stories off when the cameras are down. I'll let you know. It is not a good idea. You've been warned. Anyway, LeBron's better than me because he obviously doesn't go by that ruling at all. Like he went back to Cleveland, which I said from the beginning when he went back that it made no sense to me. Not because I was salty about him leaving Miami. Okay, maybe mostly because I was salty about him leaving Miami.
98%.
But actually, I really wouldn't have been mad at LeBron if he went somewhere other than Cleveland. First of all, I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So don't come for me on the I don't like Cleveland because I'm a Heat fan. Like I've never liked Cleveland. You're not allowed to be from Pittsburgh and like Cleveland. It's a birthright. Okay?
I like that.
We own Cleveland. That's it.
Yeah.
There's not debatable. We own Cleveland.
Say true.
So I've always disliked Cleveland, but it's not even about like the city. Okay, I have friends from Cleveland. All right, I tell them I don't like the city all the time. The problem is you're going back to an organization that dissed you for what? Like, so the pitch was, I'm going home and I'm helping out the city. Okay, great. Like, of course, I'm sure he's made many people's lives there much better with the commerce and everything else. Like, of course, it's LeBron. Yeah. Anybody wants him in their city. But you're going back to Dan Gilbert. Why would you trust him? Why is anything that's happening in Cleveland shocking to anyone? I'm supposed to feel bad for LeBron? Oh, you want to just, if I'm LeBron's friend and he's complaining about it, I just have that picture saved of the Comic Sans letter, like, send. Why do you keep sending me this? I don't know. Maybe you should read it. That's LeBron. Why is it shocking to anybody? Why is it shocking? And what did they do when he was in Miami? Anthony Bennett, anyone? Do you remember that? How'd that work out for you? That was good? That was a good choice? You feel like that's an organization that's not going to turn around and be a disaster? Organizations that are successful are steady and they are on brand. Spurs, Patriots. That's how this works. Yankees, like there's situations where you can see some consistency. If the consistency is chaos and when you're not there, it's still chaotic and they're doing nothing, why would you go back and expect it to be different? Because you're in charge? Okay, you're in charge until the boss decides that you're not in charge anymore. That's how it works. He owns a team.
You're really coming for LeBron right now.
I'm just saying, this is a Petty Report.
That's fair. I'm sorry.
And I got time today, okay? So the relationship, the Windhorst is reporting that the relationship is rocky, which, okay. Why is it shocking to anybody? There's another report that they tried to trade for DeAndre. And that's the bigger thing. Like, in the past, this chaos in Cleveland, you'd be like, okay, fine, they're going to get somebody. So it's going to turn around. Mm-hmm. But they can't get rid of Isaiah. Nope. Nobody's taking Isaiah. Well, who's taking Isaiah? No one's taking Isaiah. So they reportedly tried to trade Tristan, who has a ridiculous contract.
Yeah.
And has not been playing well. Kardashian curse, I'm sorry. I think I'm off that.
We talked about it.
I try to be a feminist about it, and I think I just have to let that go.
What?
I just feel like you're supposed to not. I can't blame women for like men's failures. That whole thing.
Yeah, I know, but to articulate the Kardashians and the curse as just like a woman thing is just, it's so much bigger than that.
It is. I think so.
Yeah, it's
I think
bigger
you're right.
than that.
Yeah. What do you think, Ariana? It's fair. Yeah. Okay. So Tristan JR and the Cavs pick for DeAndre.
Right.
Which I thought it was a Brooklyn pick, but it was actually first reported, which I thought would have been a good trade for the Clippers, but now it's not because it's the Cavs pick. And then LeBron is also dispirited. Just the whole thing is like the Cavs are in trouble, and you normally would feel like whatever because they're gonna make a trade, they're gonna get it together after the All-Star break, but I don't see it. I think the Celtics are going to win the East, and LeBron's going to leave. Come on down to Los Angeles.
Hey, come on, LeBron.
Sunny. Oh, it's a little chilly today, but it's normally sunny. It was hot yesterday.
Chilly.
It's cold in Cleveland.
California chili is different than Cleveland chili.
Well, yes.
Though.
I mean, listen, I can't feel the chill in my skin. What is it today? It's like 60 or something.
It's like 60 with no sun, and I'm like, I brought a jacket today.
Burr.
65.
Where's my coat? LeBron knows about it. He lives in Miami. It's wonderful. Come out to the sunshine. You've already got a house here. Okay, they have great schools for the kiddos. Savannah's gonna love it, and you can play for Lakers.
What if LeBron's the trade?
And more importantly, once you come to the Lakers, I don't have to give you crap anymore. Which I know is something that anyone cares about.
It's bugging him a lot.
I'm sure.
He's ready to make that move.
It's heavy on his heart. That's why he's dispirited, obviously. All right, let's do the All We Do Is Win, the honorary DJ Khaled.
Yes.
All We Do Is Win award. It goes this week to Meek Mill. Meek was all over the Super Bowl, including the Eagles running out to Dreams and Nightmares from his 2012 album. Everyone's wearing free Meek jerseys, chanting free Meek in Philadelphia on Broad Street after the Super Bowl win. He actually responded. He had a nice response. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
He said, "Last night I felt especially proud to be from the great city of Philadelphia. All the heart that the Eagles showed in winning the Super Bowl has given the best fans in the world real hope and inspiration, and I'm truly humbled." Sorry, John. "I wish my current situation was different and that I could be with my brothers on that team and the other Eagles fans and celebrating this once-in-a-lifetime experience, but I have faith the truth and justice will win out in the end. Hashtag free Meek."
You know what that makes me think of?
What?
It's really nice that they give prisoners Facebook now. They can just comment and just talk to us.
I don't know if it was out on Facebook.
I don't know.
Okay.
I just think how else are you gonna get that message out?
They have phones. Like you can write a note.
I just wanted to mention the fact that
there are ways of getting information out of prison. Anyway, I like it. Big win for Meek this week.
Yes.
And I got hype, man. They were so hype. And in the locker room. And I forgot to mention the pettiness of the Migos in the locker room also. Little motorsport shout out there in the locker room.
Yes.
Yeah. Bill Belichick.
Put the air at the ball just so I can flex. Hey.
All right, loser power rankings.
Yes,
loser power rankings.
Loser power rankings. These are the losers of the week.
By the way, I forgot to mention this, but honorary loser this week is Kylie Jenner. Whoa.
Come on, girl.
Whoa. Sorry.
That's
I just like 10 seconds I have to focus on the fact that you didn't have your child on Super Bowl Sunday. Why would you wait till Super Bowl Sunday to announce that you've been gone for how many months? There's nothing on your Instagram. You've disappeared off the face of the planet. Everybody knows you're pregnant, and you choose Super Bowl Sunday to announce your pregnancy. No one cares.
It's wild.
No one cares.
How disrespectful.
You think I have 11 minutes on Super Bowl Sunday to watch the To Our Daughter video? No, I don't. I don't have 11 minutes ever for that, but I definitely don't have it on Super Bowl Sunday. You do that on a Tuesday during All-Star break, okay?
That's true.
PR disaster.
Yeah, you can take my sports fan card if you want. I made time for it.
Oh.
I made time for it.
I'm not going to judge you, but that's crazy. All right, so loser power rankings coming in at number 3 is catches, football catches.
Catches.
Again, we still don't know what a catch is. Every team that has been robbed by a previous catch confusion is a loser this week. Des Bryant is going to get brought up a lot. Already has on our show very much. Undisputed. Jesse James, Steelers got robbed. Zach Miller, who also, if you remember, almost lost his leg over one of those catches. Calvin Johnson, obviously the first victim of that catch rule. And the Raiders are, I mean... Come on. Huge losers. Still no one knows what a catch is. I will say that the Zach Ertz one, I feel like both of those ones that were reviewed in the Super Bowl would have been overturned during the regular season. I don't care either way, and I don't want to hear one peep of complaining from Patriots fans about anything that the refs do ever. No complaining. I had no problem with either the way that either of them went. Yeah. Also because I don't care if the Patriots lose because I'm not a Patriots fan, which I feel like is obvious by everything in my life. But just to reiterate that. But I do think both of them would have been overturned during the regular season. You can't make those calls in the Super Bowl. However, the Zach Ertz one I was okay with because of how it ended up. Although I still think that was a more obvious one when it comes to the catch rule. The Clement one, I'm like, he didn't have control of that ball. He didn't. I don't care, but he didn't. It would have been overturned in the regular season. All right, number 2 is Jeff Fisher. Hey, Jeff Fisher. Can we just rename the loser power rankings honorary Jeff Fisher loser power rankings?
I think we should make Jeff Fisher famous for the rest of his life as a loser.
Poor Jeff Fisher. So obviously Jared Goff and Case Keenum had great 2017 seasons. Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP. In Fisher's last 2 seasons, he went 11-21 with all games being started by Foles, Keenum, or Goff. Yeah. How about this one? This season, Foles 5-1, Keenum 12-4, Goff 11-5. That's 28-9 in total, Jeff. And all three made the playoffs. And of course, as I just mentioned, Nick Foles, Super Bowl MVP. Kyrie Irving, the earth is flat. It's flipped over. Nick Foles is Super Bowl MVP. And that is staggering. Just staggering. Shout out to Sean McVay, by the way. I like Sean McVay. Yes. All right, number one loser this week, because I'm eating hella crow, is myself. All right, so the Super Bowl is set. It's the Eagles and the Patriots. Patriots are going to win.
So you picked your team already. I think the Eagles are a better all-around football team.
Here's my
This
thing.
team's going to beat them.
Okay, we're gonna see.
Okay.
I don't think so, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Let's me and you bet.
You want to bet?
I bet.
What do you want to bet?
I bet you dinner of your choice. Okay. You can bring a date and I can bring a date. We got to pay for it.
I have to buy you dinner?
No, yeah. No, buy you better buy you dinner.
Eric.
Come on, Joy.
Hank is winning.
Come on. You can bring your date too, and I can bring my date.
Well, that actually works because that's my date. We'll probably pay for it then.
No.
I have to pay
You
for it?
have to pay for it. I have to see you take it out.
Is it food only or drinks too?
Food, drinks, and dessert.
But you only drink fruity drinks. You don't drink like wine.
I don't drink.
So you're not
heavy.
gonna pull a fast one on me and order like a crazy bottle of wine.
No.
or something.
No. I ain't gonna pull it. I ain't
Because
gonna
I'm
pull
about
it
it like that. All right, so I owe Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson. Get some lip gloss on the microphone there. A $400. I believe it's $400. $400 dinner.
100 person.
Yeah, it's actually not. That's pretty reasonable. But
Yeah.
I usually don't have to pay for everyone. My boyfriend has informed me he's not paying for the dinner.
How dare you assume?
Dare I assume that he would spot me for that one? So I am going to have to buy it myself, although Eric wouldn't let me anyway. I also lost a bet to him, and of course I have to be shamed on the internet, which I can deal with, and by you, which is unfortunate because it was earned. You gotta win one every once in a while, so it's fine. I'm the number one loser this week. It's fine.
Football wins. This is the perfect way to end the season because make running backs great again. We got LeGarrette Blount, third time
I actually love
Super
that
Bowl
part.
champ.
I love that part. Running backs were kind of fading out. People were acting like they weren't important. I'm back. I'm in on that.
Offense Player of the Year, Ty Gurley, right? And we got defensive linemen, right, making a huge play at the end of the game.
I like defensive
Aaron
linemen,
Donald
yes.
win Player of the Year. We're coming back to where football is his sweet spot, when defensive linemen and running backs are
I
important.
think football's going to survive. I think it's going to be okay.
Survive.
I think it's going to make it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Thanks to you, Brandon. You
problem.
spoke it into existence.
Maybe I'm crazy,
Yes.
but-
And overall, huge win for the culture.
Yes.
And huge win. Honestly, all jokes aside, win for Colin Kaepernick because that the Eagles winning the Super Bowl after everything with Malcolm Jenkins and the whole team being all outspoken. You're coming out to Meek. I mean, eat it.
But let's
Eat it.
I want to hear a quick moment of silence for all those analysts out there who said that Colin Kaepernick would make a better backup than Nick Foles. Okay, thank you. Moving on.
Yeah. Who knew backup quarterbacks could actually win games? I don't know. Well, I picked Tom Brady, so I don't know. I can't really participate in that one.
The team is bigger than one
Yeah.
part.
Okay. All right. Quickly, let's do. What was your gut data fact this week?
Quickly, and I really don't want to get too big on this. It's just too religious. It's silly, but Nick Foles makes the 10th backup quarterback to win the Super Bowl. Right? I think
The one was the last one to do it before him.
Tom Brady.
Correct.
Yes. Okay, that kind of throws a wrench in my. No, I say that the key to victory for the backups is if the starter and the backup, God-fearing, Joy. God-fearing.
Starter and the backup. I don't know about Drew Bledsoe and Tom Brady's religious affiliations. I would say that Tom Brady probably worships in the Church of Tom Brady.
Yes. But back then, maybe he was all about God.
Back then, he may have been more religious.
Yes.
No, he's not. Yeah, okay. So that might be the one anomaly to your gut data fact.
Come on, good.
But I think maybe closer to your gut data fact would have been like you picked the Eagles to win because those two men are God-fearing and it's the Eagle Empire.
Amen.
And I read somewhere that Nick Foles wants to be a pastor after he retires from football. Did I read that correctly? I feel like I saw that on Twitter. It's nice.
I'm down with it. He's got to get behind Ray Lewis, obviously. Okay, let's go to the real quick comment creeping. Okay, we have.
Shout out to everyone that comments on our YouTube page.
Yes.
I admittedly don't read them because I have stuff to do, but I appreciate them.
Yes. Yeah. And also now that we have multiple pages.
Yes, go follow the Maybe I'm Crazy Instagram page at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. It's the same for Twitter, same for Snapchat.
Yes.
I don't know how much we're using for Snapchat.
Same for
and
Facebook. Yes. And comment on those so we can get some of those comments. One of these comments comes from Facebook, the other comes from YouTube.
Okay.
Our bread and butter. Elliot Durr from YouTube says, "You're right. The Eagles have no chance. But I just saw them raise the Lombardi Trophy. Oh. Burn, Joy! Burn! Hard burn by Elliot. I try to keep it to like Super Bowl comments.
Elliot bringing that smoke. Thank you for commenting, Elliot. That was an elusive burn.
And next one's Mecca Nicole from Facebook, female avatar. I know it's confusing. They never should have beaten the Jags if it wasn't for the refs. The inevitable happened. Congrats to the Eagles. You remember that? The refs were the reasons the Patriots. The ball. This is basically a comment that says the ball don't lie. And I'm a ball don't lie guy.
I do remember that time that the referees actually won the game for the Patriots. That was the thing. It's not my favorite thing. I told you.
You don't like this bit.
No, it's not a bit I'm interested in. If there's a call at the end of the game, okay, that changes the tide because it's in the last 2 seconds of the game and it determines the outcome.
Yes.
And you don't like it, complain all you want. Okay. University of Miami knows a thing or two about that. Okay. But if it's calls throughout the game, I mean, them's the breaks, man. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes it goes your way. Sometimes it doesn't. I promise you, they're not cheating for the Patriots. Patriots have enough going on in their corner, the cheating stuff. They don't actually need the referees. And the NFL, in case anyone forgot, suspended Tom Brady for 4 games and fined the Patriots for allegedly deflating some footballs, which I don't even think actually happened. I don't care if it did or not.
Migos just talking about it on Motorsport.
Oh yeah, so I forgot it did happen then.
Yeah.
So they don't actually like that's not a thing. No conspiracy. Anyway, thanks for joining us this week. This was fun. Great Super Bowl. Congratulations to Eagles fans. And catch us next week. We're going to have a very special, loving, full of love and hugs Valentine's Day special of the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. Make sure you subscribe and share with your friends. And we love you.
Bye.
Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe.